I've seen as I've gotten older, I've actually improved. I'm more durable now than what I was. And everyone says that's the exact opposite of the way that it should be. But I'm doing it different the way that everyone else is doing it. Pump the brakes. Pump the brakes.
I need the extra time.
What we try to incorporate here are fast twitch movements, okay? So going and lifting a bunch of heavy weights isn't really going to do anything for us.
It's a little different though when you need to imply strength.
Imply?
I do all the things that you guys do. I just incorporate lifting weights because I have to stay strong, because I have to.
That makes no sense.
Let's keep it real. The only reason why you're trying to get jacked up so you're never gonna be naked on magazine. So you ain't fooling us.
Well, are we really? We're done with that. That's not happening. Let's go.
We were just educating Julian on fast twitch muscles and how he is neglecting to understand the core principles of what we're trying to do to maintain our longevity as we further our playing career. But if Julian just wants to play another couple years, that's Julian's decision, okay?
The one exercise I did yesterday was a bench press, and I'm getting killed about this.
Right. Someone needs to protect you.
I've been hearing this for 8 years. 8 years. We've been in an argument for 8 years.
There you saw it. Yesterday, episode 3 of Tom versus Time dropped on Facebook. Once again, I found it fascinating. I'm sure my partner Shannon Sharp found it nauseating. We'll get to that in just a moment. But, Mr. Sharp, for the first time in 3 episodes, I had a problem with what we just saw.
Whoa, hold on, time out.
So, because I am moderator for the day, do I have your permission, sir, to go first on this and tell you my problem?
Take your time.
Hear me out, Shannon. I have tried to explain to you all year long, not all episodes long, but all year long, that Tom Brady has become an Alex Guerrero, that's the trainer we just saw there, a convert, a disciple, a cult-like zealot of everything Alex Guerrero believes about fitness, nutrition, and durability, flexibility, pliability. He's on fire. He's become like an evangelical witness for everything Alex Guerrero. And because he's so on fire with it, he agreed to do this sort of documentary about why this is all working. And you just heard him say, I'm more durable than I've ever been. Again, it's pretty arrogant of him to say this publicly and to drop all this just ahead of the Super Bowl. But he's basically saying, I've figured it out, and I'm doing it differently than anybody else in this league does. Pretty arrogant, pretty brazen, but he is on fire trying to convince everyone that our way is the right way.
Right.
And unfortunately for little Julian Edelman, he walked into this and he got shamed for lifting weights. Tom Brady has been bragging of late, he even bragged after the season last year, about how small his biceps have become.
Correct.
He doesn't care about the egotistical muscles or the vanity muscles. He's just saying it's about lengthening your muscles, because when you take a blow, you want to be able to absorb the blow and flow with the blow, as opposed to tightening up and your muscles get bigger and they won't let go, and everything tears. Things go wrong. So I found it a little uncomfortable to watch, because they were shaming Julian Edelman for lifting too many weights and not doing enough, whatever Pilates, yoga, whatever pliability, whatever stretching exercise you want to do. And that last line from Alex Guerrero is, but if Julian wants to just wants to play another couple of years, that's his decision. Well, that's a terrible thing to say. You want to talk about the all-time jinx to me? So then the way the piece is cut is cut to the second to last preseason game, and Julian Edelman goes down, and he's making a cut. I don't know if we have that play. Can we see that play quickly, the Julian Edelman injury play in the third preseason game? Tom just flips him a little pass, and he plants to cut. How many times has he done that in his life?
1,000.
A billion times. He plants his right leg to cut on what he said was kind of slippery turf. Sticky turf, and boom, it's gone. ACL just ruptures. Who knows? Like, I've been doing this for so long. Sometimes it's just inexplicable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it a genetic defect that it was just sitting there waiting to blow at any point? I don't know. How do you explain Achilles issues or whatever happens, ruptures? So it almost came across like they edited the piece to say, Julian should have listened, right? If he just listened to us, if he'd incorporate a little more pliability, he'd still be afloat and he'd still be playing, and he could play maybe into his 40s. And I don't love that because even though I always say this, Ernestine's always on me about this, I believe in God, but I also believe in jinxes. I can't explain jinxes, but I can kind of explain karma. And sometimes you tempt fate too much. Sometimes you, so to speak, dare the devil too much. Sometimes you get so full of yourself, so arrogant about, and you're still human, I have figured this out. In your game, as you full well know, it's the most violent game on this planet as far as civilized sports go, right? And as you know, bad stuff happens inexplicably and quickly when you least expect it. How many times did something happen to you?
You never know. And the thing is, Skip, Julian Edelman didn't get hit. He was running.
He was just running. So it makes me fear a little bit. Obviously, I'm a Brady fan on the football field, but it makes me fear for him because are you not asking for it a little bit when you keep saying, I figured this out? Well, guess what? He's playing against the most ferocious defense he's played against all year long. That wide 9 and those guys flying off the edge. And he was making jokes about Chris Long, respect your elders, don't take me down easily. You know, well, they're not going to take him down easily. Fletcher Cox is going to be in his face, and he's going to get hit and hit hard in this game. Well, hope it works out, Tom, but maybe you're tempting fate a little too much.
Skip, hold on. I just want to make sure I can get this on the record. Skip Bayless actually think Tom Brady, the guy that he said hung the moon, did something or said something wrong?
Hung the moon on the football field. I don't defend him off the field. I don't even care about him off the field. I think he's hung a bunch of moons on the football field.
This story, and
he's hung some blood moons.
Yeah, he has. He's all-time great. And I've been saying this, and people look at me like I'm crazy. I've said this before, and I stand by it. Quarterbacks have the biggest ego of anybody that plays professional football.
All right, but they usually deserve and earn it. But go ahead.
They do the best job of hiding it.
Okay.
All this is Tom versus Tom. This is Tom and Tom. This is Tom Brady telling you how great he is and how he goes about being great and becoming great and staying great.
I agree, but you have to admit he's on fire with his way versus the old school way, right?
Yeah. And any trainer will tell you, you don't train a quarterback like you train a D lineman. Julian Edelman, if he were to just do pliability with all those collisions that he's taken, high impact, Tom Brady might get hit 10, 11 times a game. Julian Edelman might get hit 4 times in one play.
He might.
So it's different, Tom.
I've seen him rocked by the Legion of Boom. You've seen him take some F shots.
John did not lift like I lifted. I did not lift like the D lineman lifted.
And what quarterback have we ever seen that was cut and buff,
right? The only quarterback that I can honestly say that if you saw Cam Newton, Cam Newton looks like a superhero.
All right.
He doesn't have
but he does part of his game
is
running into people and over people.
But that's not, he didn't lift weights to get like that. That's God given. He cultivated, he harvested, and it worked for him. But for Tom to say, well, Julian, you don't need to lift weights. He plays wide receiver. He's getting hit from different directions on so many different times. Julian might get hit 25 times a game. Not only just, I'm saying, tackle, but guys are shoving him. And for Tom, it's like, well, since you're not, and for the Guerrero to say, well, since you're not doing it, you're only going to play 2 more years. How do you know? Jerry Rice didn't only stretch. He played until he was 42. They're D linemen. Brett Favre didn't do that. Brett Favre played 20 years. So a lot of it, Skip, is luck. It's happen chance because you played this game. And you play it long enough, you're going to get one of these old nicks. And even Brett, he finally got that one hit playing Minnesota. The guy caught him just right, hit him in the back, and it broke his streak.
It did?
That's what happens. You never know. Julian Edelman, it wasn't a shot that took Julian Edelman down. The guy was just running. How many times have he run, stopped abruptly, caught the ball, turned up? It was just this one time.
This whole game.
Right. You get a guy like Thomas Davis, tears an ACL 3 times on the exact same knee, but he comes back, and from that point on, he's been injury-free. You never know.
So the Tom Brady I see from a distance, I know a lot of people who know him very well, but I don't know Tom Brady. But he does come across occasionally to me as, dare I say, a little naive, maybe a little gullible sometimes, a little nerdy gullible.
Right.
And Alex Guerrero.
It's almost like a cult, Skip.
I just said it's cult-like. I said he has converted Tom Brady to his cult of thinking. And what I've told you before is, as long as Tom Brady keeps that to him, as long as he believes heart and soul and everything else, that's good.
Right.
No, but that's great because it is working for Tom.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it will work for everybody.
Exactly. And that's the thing, Skip. I was like, okay, well, Shannon, what do you do? How do you do? Okay, this is what I do. You want to try it? Try it. Man, you got to do this. Man, if you don't do this, you're not going to make the Pro Bowl like me. You're not going to make all-pro. Come on. And Tom, stop all that fake cussing. You broke my... I was like, oh, my...
I think that's part of him. That's what I've heard about him for years, is that he doesn't show you that in interviews.
And Skip, and then up there in Montana, you're cheating me. You're cheating me. He only got 2 guys up there. I mean, why not invite the running backs? You don't think Deion Lewis and James White wanted to go? Hold on. What about Brandon Cooks, Skip? I mean, he's a new guy.
He was a new guy. He could have gone.
He could have gone. Look, Tom, look, I get it. These are 2 of your best friends. They play receiver, and you invited them on a boys' trip, and you got some workout time in. But stop pretending, bruh. Oh, you're cheating me. Now, well, I'll let you run the short route because you were cheating me. Oh, my God. Ooh.
I think they trash talk each other. It's good-natured. Again, the cursing, I think he does curse a lot.
Man.
Huh?
And they tell me, oh, the smoothie. You want one of these smoothies? Oh, this smoothie is on point.
And
I think I got what Joy got.
See, I think you're a little jealous again.
Oh, my goodness. Skip.
What did Shannon Sharp eat? Well, according to Ray Lewis, to sustain and lengthen his career?
I did.
Was there a lot of chicken and broccoli?
A lot of it. A lot of chicken in the can, a lot of this and a lot of that. Yeah. But I said, Ray, this is how I ate.
You didn't have social media. You couldn't promote it.
Oh, yeah. You know
what? If I know you, you would have been all over it. Somebody come to you, this Chopra had come to you and said, would you do a series on chicken and broccoli? You'd say, yeah, I got it.
No. Because they can't see Shay Sharp behind the scenes. I just pulled the curtains back a little bit on social media, let them give them a little bit.
You live on your whole life's on social media.
No.
You live on Instagram.
No.
Everything's up there. Your whole life. Everything. The curtains. You don't have any curtains.
They don't see me by the pool sipping tea.
Well, they will tomorrow.
No, they won't. No, they won't. But Skip, look, I got no problem. If this is the way you train, you believe in it. Clearly, he believes in it. Offer the guys. But don't try to shame them. Don't try to guilt them and say, well, if you don't do this, this is why you're not as successful as I.
Because this is the classic case of, so to speak, wearing your religion on your sleeve.
Right.
He's wearing it on his sleeve and on his collar and on his shorts and on everywhere else.
Correct.
And he's just saying, Julian, what are you thinking? You got to convert.
What receiver you know? What position you know, Skip? I mean, even kickers lift a little bit. You got to build muscles in your leg.
Hey, punters lift a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Because, in the repetition, you do a lot of, I used to see Elam swinging his leg to build up to be able to punt and kick the ball in training camp and on through the season. But, Tom, how many more episodes?
6 total, right?
And we only had 3?
Yeah.
So we got 3 more to go?
We have one today. Chris Healy, I think we do. I think they're dropping each day. Tomorrow.
Oh, come on.
You're addicted to it.
No, I'm not.
You're fascinated.
No, I can see all this.
Can't wait.
Fake.
Well, it's not about him personally. It's not about his private life.
No.
It's just about this. It's about fitness, nutrition, a new way.
He ain't trying to tell you that he's a great dad or a great father, a husband, and he might be a great brother. He might be all those things.
So what did the greatest trash talker in the history of pro football do? Shannon Sharp, before a game, he'd say, I'm going to do this to you.
Yeah.
You better be ready.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's basically saying, I'm going to do this to you,
Philadelphia. Philly. You know, this man is
you
so
think they're
confident.
watching this?
He's so confident. He's so arrogant that he did a documentary and he released it before the game let you know.
Dropped it right on your heads.
And then before he took off to come to Minnesota, he dropped the mic on you guys.
Love it.
Dropped them. Oh, you like that, huh?
Because he backs it up.
He tried to steal that from President Obama. President Obama dropped the mic at his last correspondence dinner. Barack out.
I think a lot of people. I think Barack stole that from a lot of people.
Barack out.
So, I'm about to change the subject to a guy who does not belong in the same sentence with Tom Brady, but there's this guy up in Cleveland, Ohio. He was born on December 30th, 1984.
Yes.
You know that guy?
Yes, the chosen one.
To one Gloria James.
Yes, strive for greatness.
Well, last night, LeBron's team lost for the 7th time in the last 10 games. Is that good?
No.
It's not that good, right?
Terrible.
But even worse, LeBron's team lost Kevin Love to a broken hand. I've seen various reports. It's either 6 to 8, maybe 4 to 6 weeks. Who knows when it comes to injuries. But last night, your Cavaliers, LeShannon Sharp, got blown off the floor, 125 to 114 by a Detroit team that has lost 8 straight, and a team that was playing without its leading scorer, Tobias Harris, who's now a Clipper, and without a Blake Griffin, who is a new Piston but has not yet joined the team.
And without Reggie Jackson.
And without Reggie Jackson, who's out with an injured ankle. So, Mr. Sharp, how much trouble are your Cavaliers in and LeBron's Cavaliers?
They're in a heap of trouble because the simple fact, Skip, they can't play defense. They can score points. I mean, 114. They lost the game 2 weeks ago. They scored 124. The bad news was they gave up 148. Skip, every starter for Detroit had at least 19 points. Andre Drummond.
I mean, they came real close to getting 5 20-point starters, right?
Yes, and Andre.
How many times does that happen? Not very often.
No, it's not very often that all 5 of your starters score at least 20. And then Andre Drummond had a monster night, 21-22. Stanley Johnson had a career night. Whatever ails you on the offensive end, you hope the Cavaliers are coming up on your schedule very, very soon because they play no defense. Everything's a layup line. And now you don't play defense. You turn the ball over. I ain't going to call nobody's name, but in the first 3 minutes of the ball game, one guy had 4 turnovers. And again, he was on a slip and slide.
He was.
And
he does not look right.
But here's the thing, and everybody keeps saying, "Well, wait till he gets healthy." Well, if I'm going to wait till he gets healthy, he should stop attempting things when he's not healthy. He's trying to make plays. He's trying to make moves as if he is healthy. And if he's not healthy, why are you trying to split the double team? Why are you trying to go behind your back when you're not capable of doing that right now?
Good question.
LeBron played exceptional in the first half.
He did.
And then he has 5 points in the second half. If you look at his numbers since Isaiah's been back, he's 23 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, when he was basically 28, 9, and 9.
Okay.
And just Kevin, they're already a small team. They need a rim protector. People get these confused. Tristan Thompson is a rebounder. He's not a rim protector. DeAndre Jordan can rebound and he can protect the rim. You saw Andre Drummond last night. There were several times the guy had gotten beat, and here come Andre Drummond to pin the shot to the backboard.
He did.
And that's what they need. Now with Kevin Love out, what are you going to do, put Channing Frye in the lineup?
Looks like it.
You're an exceptionally small ball club. And what it looks like to me is that because LeBron has not committed to the Cavs, nor should he, Dan Gilbert is hell-bent on holding on to this pick.
I agree.
And moving forward, I think he's resigned to the fact that LeBron James will not be on his roster at the start of the 2018 season next year. So he's like, I'm keeping this pick, and we're going to probably move forward with Isaiah Thomas, and they're going to be awful.
Have you abandoned ship?
I'm still there because as long as Bron's there, I got to stay there. But Kevin Love, I mean, I hope Isaiah Thomas understands. This Kevin Love's injury, it just puts the spotlight even bigger on you because Kevin was the de facto number 2 guy. Although you thought you were and you tried to shoot yourself into that position. You're it now.
He also tried to talk himself into that position. So now back in.
Let me ask you a question, Skip. What if what's going on with him is Linsanity?
Well, I mean, but he did do it for 2 years.
Linsanity had a couple of good years.
Linsanity's pretty good.
Yeah.
But he had one sensational roll, run with the Knicks when he first hit the court and got his chance. That was some of that. Was, dare I say, Tebow-esque?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if Isaiah is not where he is, where he needs to be, you should stop attempting things as if you're healthy because you're hurting the ball club and you're hurting yourself.
So, by the way, before I answer my own question, you find it odd that after LeBron picked his All-Stars, that now 3 of his All-Stars have gone down to injury?
Yeah.
We got DeMarcus Cousins, and then we got John Wall, now we got Kevin Love. Those are all LeBron team guys, right?
Because now he got to put somebody else on there. So that means that somebody probably
I mean, are guys looking over their shoulders?
I want to go play with you, LeBron. Dog.
I don't know. I don't know, LeBron.
Guys might start turning down All-Star.
I don't know.
But we're running out of players to pick in the East, Skip. You only got 2 left.
Agree. So, my biggest disappointment last night was in everybody in the fourth quarter, because there was a moment in the fourth quarter, Kyle Fourth Korver started. He made 2 big threes.
Yep.
And I thought, you know what?
Here they come.
This group on the floor, this is your group. Maybe this is going to click and work. And LeBron was lifeless in the fourth quarter, and he looked like he had just lost some heart. And he lasted a grand total of 5.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. He took 2 shots and missed them both. He had 3 turnovers, and 2 of them were just like, just sort of, you know, like don't care kind of turnovers, where your head's just not in the game kind of turnovers, careless turnovers.
Very.
And I'm like, what is going on here? Because he looked defeated to me. Obviously, he knows Kevin's going to be gone for whatever, a month, month and a half, whatever it is, 2 months. And now he knows for a fact, and we saw another article, I believe it was on Bleacher Report yesterday, pointing out that Dan Gilbert has taken over basketball operations, right? And what did we talk about the other day? I about fell out of my chair when I'm watching the Oklahoma at Alabama college basketball game, and I believe Fran Fraschilla said, guess who's here with his scouting group is Dan Gilbert, the owner of the Cavaliers, with Kobe Altman, and I think he said like 6 total scouts. So the whole contingent went to the game, headed by Dan Gilbert, the general manager. Well, it's like he is openly defying LeBron, like I have taken back over the whole franchise. I don't think LeBron loves this. These are shots fired over the bow, and because LeBron has not committed, as you point out, long-term or even sort of shorter long-term to Dan Gilbert, he's just saying, heck with you, pal. You left me once. I'm pretty sure you're going to leave me again. I am hanging on to the Brooklyn pick, and I am going to use it on one of those young point guards. That's what it looks like to me. And that article also had a little nugget in it. I hadn't heard this, that Dan Gilbert has become close. Chummy with IT, as in Isaiah Thomas, as in me, myself, and Isaiah Thomas. And that they text and communicate. That's another shot fired over the bow of LeBron James, because in came Isaiah talking like it was now his team, like he was taking over. Well, this is going to go from bad to worse. Right?
I think the agreement that they had when he came back, that Dan Gilbert would spend whatever is necessary to make sure this team would stay in championship contention. Now, Skip, that's a lot of pressure, because every year when you start the season, we're talking about the Warriors, we're talking about the Cavs, the Rockets, and the Spurs when Kawhi's healthy. And you still talk about the Spurs. To be thought of every year as the team that's in championship contention, that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of expectations. And that costs you a lot of money. And with no assurances that LeBron is going to stay in Cleveland, Dan Gilbert's like, well, the hell with this. You're not going to commit to me. I won't commit to you. We'll see where we go when it's all said and done.
Well, it just feels like a Cold War that is going to implode the basketball team internally. And I got to tell you, I sat back at the end of this game, and then I tweeted that this team doesn't look like the typical Cavs LeBron team that can just flip the switch. Right?
They can flip the switch and get worse, because we've seen them do that. But Skip, Isaiah was minus 25. Minus 25 in the blink of an eye, just like that. LeBron was 7 of 11 in the first half, and then he goes 2 for 9. Well, he's 7 of 13 in the first half, and then he goes 2 for 7 in the second half. And the 2 turnovers in the fourth quarter, he had 3 turnovers in the second half, 2 back-to-back possessions, and then he's like, oh, the hell with it, I'm out of here.
He did do hell with it. So they give up 36, again, to a Pistons team that had lost 8 in a row and was playing without its 3 best players at this point, right? And the defense is going from bad to worse, because they gave up 36 in the fourth quarter. That's so bad.
They played great in the second quarter. They scored 36, hold Detroit to 26. So now they got a 4-point lead, but JR reverted back. The previous 2 games, he played well, couldn't miss from the field, couldn't miss from 3. And then he plays last night, plays 24 minutes, 2 of 10, 0 for 4 from 3, 4 points.
I got to tell you, right here, right now, Boston is better than Cleveland.
Oh, absolutely.
They just are.
Boston might sweep them. If they
You just said that?
if Boston played them right now, Boston would probably sweep the Celtics, especially without
The
Kevin Love.
Cavaliers,
I mean,
yep.
the Cavaliers.
Yep.
Especially without Kevin Love, because if you start Channing Frye and Tristan, well, who are your other bigs when they go to the bench? What are you gonna do? Play Jay Crowder? I mean, but this thing look awful. They're a hot mess. They're hot garbage right now.
So can I hold you to this, that you have completely given up on your?
No, I ain't giving up. I never give up on
Well,
Bron.
you gave up about 4 days ago.
No,
Wasn't it
no.
like 3 days ago.
They need to stop giving up 125 to 130 points every game. That's what they need to stop giving up. I'm never going to give up on Bron because I already know what he's capable of. We're going to talk about it a little later. You saw that James Harden, but you know LeBron James capable of a stat line like that at any given moment.
He might be, but he does not play defense nearly to the level he used to sort of spearhead the defense. He'd be the driving force.
They done
of the
rubbed off
defense.
on him. He look at him like, well, hell, ain't nobody playing
guys
defense.
better than I am. You know, and then there were all the stories yesterday about Jerry West is trying to clear the decks to make a run at LeBron with the Clippers. And if I know Jerry West, I think he's looking at LeBron through 15 years going into year 16. I'm not sure he would want LeBron. Seriously.
Yeah, you want LeBron.
I don't know.
Because you want butts in the seats.
Well, you could do it that way. But if you want to build a winner going forward over the next 3 or 4 years, I'm not sure LeBron's the guy.
Well, here's the thing, Skip. They're going to be able to get they're going to try to clean out some spots and try to get 2 max players. So who's the other guy that you pair with LeBron? Looks like Paul George is probably going to lean to re-signing at OKC. He did make the All-Star team. They're starting to win, although they did lose last night to the Wizards. Boogie Cousins is injured, so I don't know how that situation plays out with he and the Pelicans. But who right now that's going to be a free agent that you compare with LeBron? Because there's no one on the Clippers roster currently that LeBron's like, we can go compete. They're not with that roster. LeBron's not beating Houston. He's not beating San Antonio. He's definitely not beating the Warriors. So what? You're fourth? LeBron's not going somewhere to be the 4th seed.
But in the big picture, if I know Jerry West, he has a master plan because, again, he was a driving force overseeing the Golden State rebuild up into what they are now, into the dynasty. And I would think he would want to go a little younger, like score in the draft, because that's how they built. And then you go get the one piece, which was Kevin Durant entering his prime.
Right.
But I don't know what LeBron gets them going forward. I'm not sure unless you just want to fill the seats.
Well, if you get the young guy, but here's the thing, though, Skip. People keep they drafted Steph, they drafted Draymond, but those guys were like 5, 6 years into their careers. So LeBron don't have 5 or 6 years to wait for you to draft somebody, whether it's the young kid out of Oklahoma, one of these big guys from Duke, or the Porter kid from Missouri. He doesn't have 4 or 5 years to wait for you to mature to be ready to compete for a championship. LeBron, he wants to compete right now. That's why he liked veteran guys. Andrew Wiggins, he couldn't wait for Andrew Wiggins to get better. Andrew Wiggins, I'm still waiting for him to take that next step, Skip.
I'm not sure he's got it in him. Not.
They're
better than I thought. They're as good as you thought they were going to be.
Yes.
But by the way, quick thought on Russell Westbrook. You brought up. I proclaimed the other day that he was going to win MVP and average a triple-double again. And then this is classic Russell Westbrook mentality. He gets up for the opponent of the night, John Wall, because it's a good matchup.
Right.
You know, they're both about as fast with the basketball up the court as you will find in the league. And all of a sudden, on the eve, he finds out
knee surgery.
He's gone. And Russell gears it down. And if Russell doesn't come out on a tear, as in terror, you know how he is. He just sort of fades into the background, and he can't play like that. I think he lost some RPM. He didn't step on the gas. He had I think you could say it was his worst game of the year, and they lost to the Washington Wizards.
Minus John Wall.
Yeah, minus John Wall.
Yeah.
And again, I keep trying to be sold on Oklahoma City. I keep trying to be sold on Houston. We're going to talk about them in just a few minutes. And I continue to hang in with the Spurs, who are a really good team without its best player.
Correct.
If he comes back, that will still be interesting. And then Golden State last night, when you least expect it, as
they laid an egg.
They laid the biggest egg they've laid in a long time, where they just got wiped out, blown out, embarrassed. It was disgusting to Steve Kerr. He was embarrassed by it.
That team, because now remember last year, Skip, when Denver hit like 22 threes on them, and there's nothing you can do about that. I mean, the team gets hot and hit 22 threes on you in the ball game. You basically chalk it up. They got blown out in that game. But that's the worst. Last night was the worst, I think. They can't play any worse. That's the bottom of the barrel. But But this Cavaliers, Skip, man, they look bad. I mean, it's a layup. They gave up 68 points in the paint. 68. It was a layup line. Stanley Johnson had a career high. Ish Smith. Lord have mercy.
Ish Smith. Wow. I got to tell you, if they don't make a deal for a significant addition, which I do not think they're going to do because it would require giving up that Brooklyn pick, this team is capable of losing in the first round, but it's definitely capable of not getting out of the East.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Well, right now, they're looking like the 4th seed. If they don't pick it, they're not catching Boston. Boston is not going to give up 6.5 games to them over the last 30. That's not going to happen. Toronto's playing really well. So basically, they're going to be fighting with the Heat to try to be the 3 to 4. That's where they are right now.
Yep, and the Celtics are the flip side of the Cavaliers because they play big-time, top-level, #1 ranked defense.
Yes, go ahead.
And yet they, offensively, they're still pretty challenged because Kyrie kind of hangs back and tries to get everybody involved or let everybody be everybody. Right. And then in the end he says, okay, you need me to do what? And I'll try to do this against Steph, but on any given night, he's going to score 22 or 4 or whatever is required, but they're not an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah, they're offensively challenged, but here's the thing, though. They look at it like, if we can't score and we don't allow you to score, we'll be in every ball game. They don't let you run out and get 20. Now, they can because they can reel you in because, like you said, Kyrie can get hot. And they got some guys that can hit some threes. Jaylen Brown has been shooting the 3 really well this year. Rozier, Jason Tatum, even Smart will come in and hit big buckets. But they play lockdown defense because they got these guys that's about 6'5" to 6'9", and they can play multiple positions. They can rotate, and they can switch multiple times. They're going to be a tough out.
So guess what?
What?
Your favorite NFL player is about to join us. Mr. Cowboy, Jason Witten, the fastest tight end in pro football, somebody who can outrun LaShannon Sharp, is about to join us and talk Cowboys and Eagles right here on Undisputed. Stay here.